We'll give it a few minutes here, see if anybody comes in. Yeah, finally. How y'all doing this evening? Hey. Hey, Travis, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Trapper Bob. Hey, Melvin. Hey, Justin. Hey, Derek. Everybody doing tonight? Thanks, Derek. I appreciate that, buddy. Johnny Ringo, how are you, buddy? Ass Man's here. Hey, Midwestern Trapper, how you doing? Oh man, yeah, that sounds good, Travis. Hey, Mark, how you doing, buddy? No, not really, Midwestern Trapper. I had a heck of a time getting in here, and between me and we finally got it figured out. Yeah, me too, Iowa Trapper. Yeah, thank you for all your help. I greatly appreciate it. So, what's everybody up to this evening? Justin, did you pre-stake any today? No, you had to work. Oh, you're out pre-staking, Johnny Ringo? That's awesome. I didn't know if Montana was allowed to do that or not. Hey, Country Roads Living, how you doing, bud? Glad y'all stopped in. Glad we finally got this thing going. Derek's watching Tennessee football. Patrick's watching DC. Yeah, I'm going to. I finally got my truck cleaned out today, Iowa Trapper. That was quite a chore. Trapper Bob, you're skinning skunks. That's cool. No rules against as long as no traps are set. Yep, same way here, Johnny. Hey, Flintlock, how you doing, bud? Glad you come in. Yeah, I finally got my truck cleaned out. I couldn't even see the bed of it or the floorboards, front or back. So that was an all-day job there. But I finally got it done. Now I just got to clean up the mess I made in the yard tomorrow and get stuff loaded up. Hopefully, I can take off. I don't know. I'm still debating because we've got 3 or 4 days of rain coming the way it sounds. Kansas Road Hunter getting ready for season in Kansas. Ryan's getting pumped up. Season's going to hit them beaver opening day with my chips lure. That's awesome, Ryan. Yeah, you better get your skinning knife ready, buddy. Well, I don't know just yet. I'm still flip flop debating Iowa Trapper. I can't drive by the coon, as you know that, and I know that too. I mean, I'm just going to kind of treat them like we used to possums. They're gas money. Uh, I'm going to trap them in between my beaver, otter, and bobcats locations. Um, I don't know. I think it's easy enough. I can catch 1,000 coon easy enough. I don't know. Don't know that I'm going to hit 2,000. Um, yeah, I don't think I can hit it. I can't. It's hard for me to get fired up this year just because there's the way the market is. Johnny Ringo, for the best depth and distance, I would go about 5 inches of water over top of that pan, and I'd be back about 9, 10 inches from from the edge of the bank. I cut a horseshoe back in the bank to get those beaver, uh, to get them centered up, to come into my caster mound. So, with that big trap, you want to be offset. You're going to want to be offset quite a little ways. Otherwise, I'm afraid you're going to end up pinching them in the chest. It's I've not had a whole lot of experience with TS-85s on the front foot. I did catch a few in them last year. Hey, Mark J. Larson, how you doing, buddy? I found it better, for me anyway, with the number 3 coil springs. And I found better with the TS-85s on the back feet than I have on the front foot. Yeah, I know. I need to find my drive. I know. I will. It'll get there. I'll get out there and I'll get fired up. Right at the moment, it's just hard for me to do it. Hey, No Name Trapper, how you doing, buddy? Glad you stopped in. Adventures with James, how you doing, man? Glad you're here. Ken Howard, how you doing, pal? Glad y'all stopped in here tonight. Ottercat in the house. Next Gen Trappers here. Man, I'm glad y'all come in. I was worried. I was real worried I wasn't going to get this thing figured out. But finally did. But yeah, I think I'm gonna trap coon, but I'm gonna be very sparingly about it. Like I said, I'm not gonna get too fired up. I don't think I'm gonna get more fired up on beaver than I am anything else. Beaver, cats, and otter, and then of course I think January I'm gonna head down to Arkansas and trap a bunch of predators off of hunting clubs, as well as beaver too. And then February, since Missouri extended their season, I'm going to. I only live 4 miles from the border, so I'm going to jump across the border and catch a bunch of cats down there, because down there there's no, it's unlimited. You can catch as many as the truck can haul. Same way with the otter. So I think I'm going to jump down to Missouri. James, you're setting your water line out on Monday. Yeah, we've got to wait till Saturday. Hey, Fleshner, how you doing, buddy? Oh, Travis, man, rat is really good. I like it. It's really rich, though. You want to go easy on it. It's pretty rich, but it's very good. Just get all the fat off of it that you can, and then make sure you get the kernels out from down in between the back legs and under the front legs, and then right there at the wrist too. Get the kernels out of it, and it's really good eating. John Shirley, y'all start on Tuesday in Mississippi. That's awesome. I used to have a ball trap in Mississippi. That was a lot of fun. Trapping those hunting clubs in February was an absolute blast, other than, the rain, all the weather down there at that time of the year. But, boy, you just never knew what you were going to catch. And then if you happen to get in on those clear cut places that were coming back in second growth, man, the cats and the gray fox were in there just like flips. That was a lot of fun. Oh, Justin, Iowa Trapper, I'll put all my beaver up. I won't sell them green. I'll put them all up and find a good pound market and sell them that way. Johnny, you start there Tuesday. That's cool. In Montana. Yeah, John, that Mississippi, that South trapping's a lot of fun, but it's a whole lot of work too with all the rain and that old buckshot ground down there. That stuff don't work where the darn trying to put sets in. Right now, I've heard up to $9 a pound right at the moment, Justin. I think by the time it's all said and done, we probably could see, $10, $11 a pound, which our beaver here will average almost 2 pounds put up. Now, the further south you go, the heavier they get. and those will be 2 pound beaver, but ours will be darn close to it. So yeah, Adventures with James. I've got 4 good cat lures. My cat call, uh, uh, high mesa, Blackfoot, and of course my aces and eights. And aces and eights will catch just about anything. Hey Hank, you're 4 months in with a kidney transplant. I hope, buddy. I hope you're doing good. I know I've sure been blessed with mine. It's been a life changing experience. I know that. And thanks for watching my videos, guys. I really appreciate it. I never dreamt that channel would blow up like it has. I really do appreciate y'all. Adventures with James, they're all lures. All 4 of those are lures. Hey PC, how you doing tonight, pal? Hey, Sonny R made it in here. Oh, thanks, Justin. I guess I missed something there. Yeah, they sold by the pound for the Hatter market. Uh, thank God for Yellowstone, boys. That's all I got to say. Everybody wants to be John Dutton right now. Uh, everybody wants to be a cowboy, so thank God for that. Hey, S Bar S, how good, Val? How you doing? PA Trapping and Outdoors. Glad to see you here, buddy. Uh, in Missouri, yes, I there's down there, Otter Cat. Yes, I can use feathers here in Iowa too. Um, hey, Darwin Glassman, how you doing? So yeah, we can use feathers in Missouri too. I think it's as long as there's no meat attached to it, which is just like it is here in Iowa. That's right, Mark Emmert. That's absolutely right. They all want to be a cowboy till it's time to do cowboy stuff. That's right, No Name Trapper. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Judith and Dan, how you doing, buddy? Glad to see you in here. Thanks for coming by. Oh, okay, Otter Cat. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Sure don't have to, but I appreciate it. Yeah, there's nothing like using feathers when you can for cats. No, that's right, Iowa Trapper. We do. We do need all the positive publicity we can get. I watched a deal the other night. American Hat Company. They're now making hats out of mink and chinchilla as well. So they're $2,500 cowboy hat, which you wouldn't catch me in one because I wear a hat usually when my dog hasn't chewed them up. Thanks, Timber. But yeah, $2,500 cowboy hat, and they're making them out of mink and chinchilla now too. So uh, possibly maybe a little later on down the road, we'll see something in the mink market. And I did hear too that they sold some ranch mink. I think either yesterday or today. So a little bit of movement is better than. Matthew, I don't know if you're on Facebook or not, but send me a message and we can try to set something up. Uh, let me know what you're wanting consulted on, and we can kind of go from there. And it might be something we can just do through private message too. Um, so yeah, like I said, there was a little movement in the ranch mink either yesterday or today. Sounds like there was a little advancement in the price even. So that's always a good thing. Any movement's better than none. And if there's a little advancement in the ranch mink, might see a little advancement in the muskrat market too. That those two seem to kind of follow each other. So maybe, and even then on a smaller size beaver too, a lot of times they'll follow that ranch make market. Okay, Matthew, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, just whenever, buddy, just get with me. Um, yeah, that's right, PC. Hopefully they'll have a market for possum. Maybe one of these days it'll come back. Hey, John Hahn, how you doing, man? Hey, Blakely, how you doing, buddy? Glad you stopped in. Uh, always have to be about the money. Like, does anyone break you? No, you're right, Smith Grain and Cattle. You're absolutely right. But that's what I do for a living. I trap and I dig roots in the off season. I dig ginseng, golden seal, and then of course I've got my lure business too. But that's what I do for a living. So yeah, for me it's about the money. Yeah, that's right, Patrick. Sometimes it is called river mink rats are. That's right. Hey Todd, how you doing, man? Yeah, that is a good number, Midwest Trapper. I'm glad to see y'all in here. That's right, Dan. I do too, buddy. Remember, I remember a $32 average on mink one time shipping fur harvesters back in the day. That was I can't recall what the top was, but $32 average was pretty good. So you don't open till November 20th, John Hahn. Okay, I wasn't sure when Louisiana opened. Oh, thanks, Todd. I appreciate that, buddy. I really do. Uh, Appreciate everybody watching. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really do. Uh, so, John Hahn, what part of Louisiana are you in? Is uh even through the early '90s and mid '90s, Dan, I was getting that kind of money out of them. I've got the I've got some of them top lot deals up there at the shed. Um, I don't have any here at home right now, but yeah, would have been about 94, 95, 96, somewhere in there. Hey, Iowa Mink Trapper, how you doing? Yeah, I remember the very first mink I ever caught would have been about 84. Yeah, about 84. I was about 12. And my dogs beat me to him and tore a big hole in his belly, John Shirley. And we stitched him up, sewed him up, and I was just a kid, so we were just selling green back then. And yeah, still got $20 out of that mink with a torn up belly and everything, and he was stitched up. So yeah, it's like I said. Hopefully, with the advancement in the ranch mink, why we'll see some advancement in maybe some of the other fur too. Okay, buddy. I'll do that here in just a bit. Then, thanks, Iowa Trapper. Yeah, I don't have a clue about this stuff, guys. I'm a I guess now I'm a high tech redneck. Um, I'm a I'm a low tech man living in a high tech world, and I'm just not a whole lot for it. Okay, Iowa Trapper. I'll sure remember that. So yeah, Todd, I kind of think you're right. With some of the fashion, and that's what a lot of guys don't understand, that our markets are set by the fashion industry. It's not set by the buyers or anything else. Uh, it's set by whatever's in style. And right now, it looks like maybe the bell bottoms and possibly the mini skirts are going to come back. And if that does happen, you remember, I don't know if y'all can remember back what happened the last time uh, that, we had that kind of a fashion trend, but, $18 coon were pretty good deal back then. Oh yeah, Travis. I've ate a lot of crawdaddies, bud. Trapped a lot of them, seined a lot of them. Yeah, Otter Cat. I remember them days too. Hey, Jim Springer, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in, man. Yeah, those were the days. I thought I'd never see another broke day, but boy, it sure didn't take too many years, and here we are. Well, PA, I'm pretty old too, man. So I guess if I can remember them, then I'm sure Otter Cat can too. Uh, but yeah, like I was saying before, though, with the fashion industry, uh, if we can just get something going, I think we'll see a really good turnaround in this water fur. Yeah, I'm gonna skin everything, and then I've got a little market lined up with some possums too. That's going to be a good deal, I think. I don't know how many they're going to take for sure, but it's going to be a pretty good deal for me. So, okay, Todd, thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate it. Have a good evening. Yeah, that's right, Ryan. Uh, yeah, oh yeah, I remember $18 average on these Iowa coon, and I was selling Southern Coat coon from down south in Arkansas, Mississippi for a $7 average. So so yeah, it was them were shining times. Every beaver you caught was $12 across the nose, and they had a $20 bounty on them. And otter were, well, I was averaging about 170 on otters from down in Arkansas and Mississippi, and was topping out at 235 at that time. So then and then came the otter crash of '06, and man, did they crash. Yeah, that's right, Dan. We need to get rid of the holdover stale stuff. Uh, it's and a lot of it, from my understanding, a lot of it is just a logistics thing. Uh, just trying to get the fur over to China, and then of course I don't want to get political, but with the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, and then our conflict with China, we need to get some things cleared up. I think we'll see a big jump in fur, and I think I think China would absolutely be a bottomless pit if we could ever get it filled up. I know years ago they done a survey over there, and they estimated then, well, it was back during the otter boom. They estimated then that there were a million millionaires in China at that time because there's no banks, there's no credit cards. Everything is dealt strictly in cash currency. Uh, Hank, I dig golden seal, ginseng, Culver's root, Indian turnip, just a little bit of everything, really. Okay, Iowa Trapper, thanks for getting me set up here, buddy. I greatly appreciate it. Have a good evening, and I'll catch up with you later on. Yeah, I don't think I'm froze up at all, Travis. I think it's just you, buddy. Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's right, Kenneth. That's what I've always said too. I don't make a real good living, but I have a heck of a good life, and that's worth a whole lot right there. Yeah, and that's probably right, Dan. They probably are that way. Uh, yeah, I'm sure that's probably right now. Yeah, Matthew. But there's all kinds of used traps out there for sale. I know at the Iowa convention at Washington there back in September, I could have filled the back of my truck with 1.5 coil springs for $4 a piece. And I mean, you could have literally back of a pickup for that. $4 a piece for a used trap is not anywhere out of line. Next gen, you're going for 800 coon and 150 beaver. Well, good luck, buddy. Good luck. I mean, I'm sure you can do it. The only thing that's got me concerned about the raccoon here in Iowa this time is all the dry weather we had, and as hot as it was, is how much distemper are we going to find? Okay, Midwestern Trapper, take care. Thanks for coming in. I greatly appreciate it. Yep, that's right, Patrick. There's deals around. Like I said, you could have filled the back of a truck with the 1.5 coil springs at $4 a piece. 220 conibears anywhere between $5 and $7 a piece. Just take you as far as you want to go. Heck, you could buy number 11s for 4 to 6. So I mean, there was plenty to be had. Jim's going after Mink this year. Hank, I got started. My dad trapped, and he got me started. I started off. I was about 9 years old. Well, 8 actually. I was about 8 years old trapping rabbits. That's what he started us on. And I did that with my two brothers for a couple of years, and then we decided about the time I turned 10 that we were moving on to bigger and better game. We're gonna go. We're gonna start trapping raccoons. So that's what we did, and then I just kind of took off from there. Uh, I had it pretty rough, for the first few years when I was a kid trying to get things figured out. I mean, it took a while, but well, once I got started, there was no stopping me then. Well, that's good, next gen, that you didn't find any dead ones laying along the water. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, yeah. Anytime, Charlie Dobbins told me years ago, Dan, that if you're going to trap beaver, you got to have a size 54 chest and a size 4 hat. And he was right. And then he told me that the first 100 were the hardest. And he was right again. He was right again. Hey, Last Step Trap Supply and Hide Tan, and how's it going, Mike? Thanks for coming in, buddy. Mark's going to try to put up 200 coon and 100 beaver. Well, that's awesome, bud. Yeah. Your mink glands, yes, Jim. Absolutely. Yeah, John Shirley. Yep, absolutely. I remember buying 1.5 coil spring Montgomery, round jaw or square jaw, either one, for $32 a dozen. That was I bought some of those in Peoria, Illinois, at the National Trappers Convention there, and it would have been summer of '88. So yeah, that's been a few years ago. Yeah, and that's great. For all of y'all that trap because you love it, and I do too. Don't get me wrong. I trap because I love it. It's what keeps me going. Uh, but like I said, I know when I leave the house every morning. Yeah, I got it figured out, Montana. I got it finally. I know when I step off the porch in the morning, I've got to catch X amount of fur every day just to pay the bills. And then I've got to catch X amount over that just to make a profit. And yeah, right now it's tough. It's tough to do. But luckily, okay, Travis. Well, thanks for coming in, buddy, and thanks for watching my videos and for sharing them like you did, man. Or still do. I appreciate it so much. Thanks again. Have a good evening, bud. Well, I sure tried, John. I sure tried to make money at it. Like I said, right now it's a tough gig, but it's what keeps you going too. Even when I was, as some of y'all know, I had a transplant about 4.5 years ago, and I was on dialysis for about 4.5 years, and I was still catching 1,000, anywhere between 700 to 1,000 coon a year while I was on dialysis. If my doctors knew that, they'd have freaked out. But I honestly believe too that that's probably what kept me alive, was getting up and going running traps every day. So yeah, it's a pretty special deal for me. John Shirley, I do not at this time. Now I've got some nutria in the freezer, some nutria meat, and I'm going to do some playing with it. And if things work like I think they're going to, I'll be looking you up. Yeah, that's right, Fleshner. That's right. Ottercat, buddy, I would do that if, man, I hate to use them all up because for everybody else, because once they're gone, they're gone. I can't ever duplicate that again. Okay, no name. Thanks for coming in, buddy. I appreciate it. Have a good evening, Logan. Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate that, buddy. Appreciate it a bunch. Yeah, so I've got a half gallon of mink glands that have been aging since 1964. And when you crack the lid on that thing, the mink will punch you right in the nose. Yeah, I don't know, Ottercat. Maybe I'll blend us up something for just a couple of us, and we'll see what we come up with. Hey, Matt Burson, how you doing, man? Yeah, Matt, I'm still trying to work all the details out on that. Right now, it's a logistics thing of getting our fur from here to there. Uh, it's just, man, there's just a big hole up in the pipeline, and that's all it is. It's just the logistics of getting things out there. Hey, Josh Willem, how you doing, buddy? Glad you made it in here. Hey, Justin, thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate it. Uh, so yeah, like I said, glands, and we'll figure out something, Otter Cat. We'll figure out something with them. Really, Dan. I had really good luck. I made up a Nutria lure. Uh, it was really good on them, but I've never heard of Tom Nutria number one. I may, if I get down south, I may have to try to look that up. Yeah, Blakely, I understand, buddy. I get it. Rob Lattis, how you doing this evening? Glad y'all stopped in. I really am. I really appreciate everything y'all have done. I never dreamt that YouTube thing would blow up like it did, and it's all because of y'all. Yeah, I know, Montana. I need to get with him. I need to get with you and him both, and try to get something worked up with that. Like I said, right now with the logistics of getting it from here to, across the pond, I'm not so much worried about getting it to Libby. It's just getting it from here over there. That's the logistics that we're trying to work out. Oh, thanks, Justin Steins. Man, I appreciate it. I really do. I just want to help guys be the best. You know, my deal is I want to be the very best trapper I can be. I just want to make them the best that they want to be too. It's all entirely up to them, however far they want to go. You know, we all have the ability in us. It's whether how far we want to go with it. Yeah, Dan, I'd take a bottle of it and try it. Yeah, Ryan, we're up there. We're actually a little over 1,100 subscribers now, and to do that in less than a full 6 months too. That was the amazing part of it. I had a few people tell me that it wouldn't do any good. Okay, Montana, I've still got his number and everything, so I will. I will sure give him a call, and we'll do some talking and see what we can. Maybe maybe there's a possibility yet even later this year. Okay, Matt. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Appreciate everything you do, bud. Uh, so yeah, we'll. Yeah, I'll give him a call. Yeah, Ruben, that's a good idea. In fact, I watch everybody else's YouTube channels off and on, just to you know get some different ideas. Everybody's got a different twist and a different outlook on things. We can all learn something from everybody. If nothing else, you can always use them as a bad example. This is what you don't want to do. you know. That sounds good, John. I'll sure do that. I'll sure do that. I'm trying, buddy. I'm trying to find some cat or some crawfish farmers to get in on down there in Louisiana. I would love to do that. Okay, Matthew, we'll keep putting them out, buddy. Like I said, they'll get a little better and a little more exciting, once season gets here and you guys can actually see some catches. I hope. Nothing's ever chiseled in stone, but oh, that sounds great, Dan. That sounds great. Oh, I don't think so, Fleshner. I don't think so. Okay, Flintlock. Yeah, yeah, we'll sure do that, buddy. No, that's right, John. You never quit learning. All right. Last step. We'll be there ready to hang it. You just get it here, and we'll get it hung. A little more insulation in there will sure be nice. Anywhere where there's plenty of crawfish ponds, John. That's where I'd like to get. In there around Baton Rouge or even a little further south wouldn't bother me a bit. I'd love to get in on a bunch of them. Okay, Dan. Yeah, just shoot me a message and buddy, I appreciate it. That's great. Yeah, Ken Hire, that deal right there, that's a game changer. If you can't use exposed bait and you want to catch a bunch of coyotes, you bury them 5 gallon buckets of that PVC pipe sticking out of it for a wick, and I'm telling you, you can snare them or trap them either one that way. Oh yeah, I learn every day, Blakely. I mean, every day, every year I'm out there, I'm learning something. Hey Hoyt, thanks for stopping in, buddy. No, no, no. I know. That's okay. I understand. I understand, Hoyt. Oh, names ain't nothing better than a good crawfish boil. Thanks, Montana Chad. I greatly appreciate that, buddy. I really do. Okay, Mike. Get one of them old pot bellied warm morning stoves and we'll slap that baby in there. We'll get her fired up. Oh, thanks, Jim Springer. I appreciate that, buddy. I ain't any smarter than anybody else. We've all got our weaknesses and we've all got our strengths, and I'm no different than anybody else. Yeah, shrimp pretty good too, John Shirley. I'll give you that one. That's right. But I can eat crawfish with just as much enthusiasm and gusto as I do shrimp. I like them. I like them both. Uh, well, guys, we ain't gonna stay on here too late tonight. I just wanted to see if I could get this thing working, and now that we know we can, we'll we'll sure be doing a few more of these. It might be a little harder. Might be a little harder during season to do lives, but we'll keep up with the videos anyway. Yep, swampland. I agree, buddy. It's a tight race between shrimp and crawfish. That's absolutely right. Dan, I'm not right at this moment. Like I said, I've got some nutria meat in the freezer that I need to play with yet. Uh, if I do get something going with it, yeah, I'll be in contact. Rob, it got to the point where I couldn't hear a dog. I could hear a dog, but I couldn't pinpoint him anymore. Uh, so I just sold the dogs and bought more traps, and that way I don't have to feed them, and I don't have to chase them all over the country all night. And I used to try to do it all. Used to try to bow hunt, run dogs, trap, keep up with a girlfriend when I was in school, all that stuff. And finally, something's got to go. So the first thing that went was a girlfriend. Next thing that went was the dogs. Next thing that went was school. And finally the bow hunting, and I just trap now. Oh, I appreciate that, Patrick. Yeah, I don't try to overthink anything. I don't try to complicate anything or make it complicated for anybody else. Yeah, and Mike, you're absolutely right. There's nothing says that we can't do lives right shed too. That's right. Okay, Johnny Ringo. Thanks for stopping in, buddy, and thanks for watching my channel, man. I greatly appreciate it all. Yes, Otter Cat. He's the one that come up. That's one of his old formulas. Thanks, John Troyer. I appreciate it, man. I really do. You guys don't know how much that means to me. I never know. I never know if I'm coming across on camera the way that I think I am, and I hope everybody's understanding what I try to when I try to say something. Oh, Chad, yeah. If I could ever afford to come and afford the time, because I know them things. I know trapping wolves takes a little longer than it does trapping coyotes. Just waiting on them to come back around. They've got such a big area. I've got some buddies of mine that out there in Idaho and Montana both, the trap wolves, and yeah, it's a weight game sometimes on them. Okay, Jim, thanks for stopping in, buddy. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll catch up with you later on. Yeah, I figured it out, Scab. It's not been an easy deal, but we got it figured out finally. Hey, Chip, wild about being outdoors. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Scab, I thought you disappeared off the face of the earth, man. I ain't heard nothing out of you or seen anything out of you in a while now. I thought you dropped off the face of the earth somewhere. Well, I hope so, John. I hope that's the way I come across. I try to explain it so everybody can understand it. Yeah, Smith Grain and Cattle, it's a tough deal. My buyer that I sold to last year, I talked to him there at the Illinois convention, and he told me that he was going to, last year my coon were worth $4 a piece put up, and this year they're worth three. So I'm not scraping and stretching any coon this year. They're going to, somebody's going to buy them. They're going to buy them into grease. I'm not going to put the time and money into or work into them to lose money on them. I figure by the time I skin that raccoon, scrape it, stretch it, put it up, I've got 350 in it. Um, well, that's okay, Scab, buddy. I understand. You didn't have to say that on here if you didn't feel like it. That's all right, brother. I understand. Uh, I figure I've got 350 a piece in them raccoon to get them skinned and processed, and then to turn around and sell them for $3. No, I'm not going to do that. That's a losing deal from the get go. As if it's, you know, as if trapping coon's not a losing deal anyway. Yeah, James, and the rat market is kind of a hit and miss deal too, as far as buyers. Some of them want them, and some of them that I've talked to don't be part of them. So that's kind of a hit and miss deal. I think I'm gonna, if I catch any rats, I think I'm gonna put them up and just hang on to them, and see if I can move them later on. If I can, if I can move. Sorry, guys, I spit. If I can move some rats later on, then sure enough, I will. Is that green or is that put up? Yep, I don't blame you, Blakely's. That's where the money's at. Yeah, sometimes that's right, John Shirley. That's absolutely right. Oh, that's put up $2. Yeah, yeah. You can't. There ain't no money there. There ain't no money putting them up. That's for sure. If you've got a carcass market, Dan, then yeah, that's your saving grace right there. That carcass market can be a saving grace for a coon trapper down south. Uh, I know. When I trapped in Mississippi, Arkansas, I never had any trouble getting rid of them down there then. Yep, there you go, John Shirley. That's right. Most of our coons barely make it past the extra large. Yeah. Are you in southern Mississippi, Dan, or are you in central Mississippi? I'm pretty sure you told me at one time, but dang if I can remember. Yep, that's right, Swampland. That's absolutely right. Yep. Yeah, I haven't been down south trapping in 16 years, but I always sold my coon meat down there that I caught, and always had people wanting it, and always had people backing up. Yep, John, surely I had a possum market in Mississippi. Didn't have to skin them, just got them, and was getting paid $2 a piece to catch them, and getting $2 a piece out of them for the meat. So, yep, that's a good deal too. You're in Northeast, Dan. Okay, okay, you're up around Tupelo. Yep, I trapped. John, you're in Northwest Mississippi. Okay, I trapped in Southwest Mississippi. Uh, down a little town called Red Lick. I was just about an hour up out of New Orleans when I trapped in Mississippi. That was a good time down there. Man, that was a good time. Other than the caretaker of the club that I was on he was kind of a D-bag. Some boys that he'd had in there the year before from Pennsylvania didn't do very well, so he was constantly looking over our shoulder, me and my partner at the time. And then when he saw what we were catching, he started following us around, and the next thing you know, he's up in the big house ordering traps online, and because he had it all figured out by watching us. Yeah, I'll bet that didn't do him much good. Yep, that's right, John. Thanksgiving, Super Bowl, Christmas. That's what the traditional coon markets always were, anyway. Nope, I never have, Scab. I've never been to North Carolina. I'd like to come sometime. I'd like to come out there and trap. Uh, had an opportunity to last year in North Carolina. Had a guy that wanted me to go out there and work with him, guiding hunters on the hunt club, and then we was going to get a trap too a little bit. But with so many doctor's appointments I had at that time, I couldn't just take off and go. But yeah, I'd sure love to. One time I'd like to go out there and trap. That would be an experience, and to be able to go see Claudia again. Gosh, I haven't seen him in years. He's always a hoot to be around. There ain't another Claudia Taylor, that's for sure. He's something else. Well, I appreciate that, Scab. I really do. Man, that means a lot. I really appreciate it. Oh, thanks a bunch. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. Like I said, guys, I'm just tickled to death with what the channel's done, and I appreciate everything y'all have done for it. It means a whole lot to me. Thanks, Anthony. Thank you. I appreciate that. And like I said, guys, they'll get a little better now. Now that we're getting close, season opens this next come just a week from today. In fact, we'll be setting traps. So they'll get a little better, a little more exciting anyway. You'll actually get to see some live catches. Yeah, that's right, Dan. That's right. Where you trapped out of state too. You grew up in Missouri and then you moved over to Mississippi, and you still got all them contacts, man. If forever comes back around again, which it will, it's just a waiting game right now. We've just got so many things working against us in the country and over there too that once we get those few things, those kinks ironed out, why it'll be Katie bar the door then. Okay, Ken. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Hey, Mr. Mark, how are you, sir? Glad you stopped in. You take care of yourself. Have a good evening. You're in Missouri, are you, Ruben? I wasn't sure where you were at, buddy. I'd like to get off down in that Boot Hill country in Missouri, down in them watershed districts. I'd love to get off down in there. Okay, John. Yes, you can trap the road ditch, the road right away in Missouri. But the way I understand it, if a landowner squawks, then you got to pull your traps. That's my understanding of it. But other than that, I think it's pretty well wide open. Other than you've got to be 150 feet. I think it's 150 feet or 150 yards. Probably 150 yards from somebody's house with a trap of any kind. And I don't quote me on this, but I don't think you're allowed to run cable restraints in the road ditches in Missouri. No, Anthony, I've never trapped Oregon. Never have. Um, okay, Chip. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to trap coon because that's what I have the most of here. I live in Iowa, so that's what I've got to catch. But I'm going to trap them in between my bobcat, otter, and beaver locations. Yeah, Montana, I appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate that, Chad. And yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough go to make any money this time. It really is. Guys just going to have to really get after it. Really, Scab. That'd be interesting. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. No, OtterCat, I don't. I use a little bit, but not very much of it. Yeah, John. Once you go out of state, uh, man, and you have a good trip, it takes about 3 years if you've never been there. Uh, that first year, you're actually really cold rolling. You don't know the country, you don't know the critters' habits, and just meeting people just to get contacts and just kind of get things lined up. So the second year, you've got your contacts made, you've got things lined up, you're starting to get a little better idea about the weather and the critter movements and everything. So you do a little better. And by that third year, you should be highballing on them by then. I mean, that's the way I always kind of figured it in. Anyway, thanks, Ryan. I appreciate that, buddy. I really do. I really do appreciate it, guys. Hey, welcome back, PA. Yeah, Ryan, and any of you, if there's anything I can ever help any of you with, even during the season, just shoot me a message. I don't know it all by any stretch of the imagination, but surely between the two of us, we can get it figured out. What if you're having a problem or something of that sort. So don't hesitate. Don't be afraid to get in contact with me. Hey, welcome back, Fleshner. Well, I'm sure glad y'all stopped in here. I really am. That made me feel pretty good. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, how it was going to go. Yeah, I've got a buddy of mine, Anthony, that lives out there he lives right on the Idaho, Oregon border, and he traps over there in Oregon. He's right down there in and I know a lot of y'all don't know who I'm talking about, but what used to be Pud Long's country back in the day when he made that tremendous coyote catch. Uh, he lives right there along the desert, right across the river from him. Blakely, you ever get started on them things, and I'm telling you, with them double long springs, you'll love them. You'll love them. Just takes a little bigger bed, and then there's a couple tricks you need to do to them to get pan tension on them. But once you do that, all right, Mike, I'll talk to you tomorrow, buddy. Have a good evening. Be careful coming home. There you go, Dan. There you go. Them timber companies, that's a good deal. Yeah, he's in the Snake River area, Anthony. Yeah, absolutely, Fleshner. I think I'm doing all right, buddy. Like I said, I appreciate all of y'all coming in here. I really do. Yep, me too, Otter Cat. I love them double long springs. Well, I'm glad you made it in here, Ruben. I really am, man. Yeah, Blakely. If you saw that video of mine, but if you set them up the way that I showed, that chain off the end of the spring, move it from there over to the frame on the other side. Them are a whale of a coon trap. Guys are really overlooking them and really missing the boat for a cheap, economical coon trap that you can pick up for anywhere from $1 to $3 a piece. Man, you can't beat them. Well, I appreciate that, Bob. I really do. Man, I appreciate you tuning in, listening, and everything. I'm not kidding you guys. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all so very much. I can't tell y'all enough. It's really, really been a pleasure and really been an eye opener for me. I really appreciate it. So my buddy Zach James and Anthony, he lives down by Weezer. Uh, Zach Davis is who I'm talking about. He lives down there at Weezer, so he's not too far from the Snake and too far from Oregon, either one. Okay, Chad. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. I appreciate it. Have a good evening. And good luck to you too, buddy. Oh, you're in Joe Meat Country, Anthony. That's cool. That's cool. Thanks, John Fish. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Appreciate it a bunch. Glad you stopped in here. Glad you're on board. Yeah, I've dealt with negative people before, Blakely. I don't let them bother me too much. Yeah, I could see that, Scab. So yeah, uh, Tennessee Tim. Yeah, there's a big market for the glands right now for fox, coyote, bobcat, even raccoon glands, and of course beaver castor, otter glands too. Now you guys need to know that the castor market is following, or not following, but falling. It's not near as valuable as it was. Okay, Sonny, thanks for stopping in, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you watching my channel too. Uh, Yeah, he catches catfish all the time there out of the river there, James. Uh, so you've got Joe Meek's grave just up the road from you, Anthony. That's cool. I've got Bill Nelson's grave just about 12 miles from my house. Yeah, skunk essence too. That's right, Blakely. Skunk essence. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, the castor market's fallen. It's down. Number one right now. The good stuff, really good stuff, is worth, yeah, like you said, Dan, 60 to 80 a pound, dry. Okay, Melvin, thanks for stopping in and thanks for watching, buddy. I greatly appreciate it. Um, so yeah, there's a huge market for those glands right now, and then you've got all the other byproducts too. And I've kind of went over that in a video earlier. Skunk fat, not only from the hide but from the carcass too, and then of course the skulls. The skull thing's going off the rails. So there's a lot of different markets out there. You just got to kind of seek those out and then find them. There, you can, by the time you're done nickel and diamond an animal, you can eventually make it pay. Yeah, Anthony, I'll slip over there one of these days. Maybe I'll try to get away yet this week and get a picture of Bill Stone. It's pretty cool. It's something to see, and I live in Bonaparte, Iowa, which is just 5.5 miles up the river from Farmington, Iowa. I actually grew up just outside of Farmington, and where Bill lived, and my dad and my uncle were both of them knew Bill very well. Yeah, Blakely, I prefer mine green frozen also. I would say it depends on who you're selling it to, Tennessee Tim. Uh, but it's anywhere between 15 and $20 an ounce, uh, depending on how well it's handled, how well it's taken care of. I get all I need myself. I don't use a whole lot of skunk essence in my lures or my baits, either ones. Mark, buddy, anywhere from $1 to $3 on those muskrat skulls. Just depends on who's selling them to. Uh, like I said, there's markets around. Yeah, Ruben. Yeah, I live just up the river from Farmington. That's right, Dan. Yep. John Shirley, the last I heard, now I don't know if there's any truth to it or not, but last I heard, he was working at a auto parts store somewhere in Montana. That's the last I know of him. So I live in southeast Iowa, Coyote County, and Marty Smith lives straight across from me in southwest Iowa. We're about 4 hours apart. There you go. There you go, Patrick. That's so if you're getting somewhere between $10 and $35 a piece out of a muskrat skull, they're darn sure worth catching. Okay, so Anthony saw John on another forum last year. Yeah, I lost track of him years ago, and then like I said, I heard that he was working in an auto parts store somewhere in Montana. The best way if you're going to clean them is to actually get beetles, Fleshner, and do it that way, or you can boil them. That's kind of a pain, though, to have to clean them after that, and then you got to glue the teeth back in them and everything. Um, to me, it's easier and better to find a raw skull market. Just cut them off, freeze them, and then let them worry about all that stuff. That's great, Ryan. That's awesome. Yeah, the more marks you can find, the better off you're going to be. I appreciate that, Rob. I appreciate that a bunch. Have a good evening, man, and thanks for stopping by. Hey, Twister Tony, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Glad to see you here. So, Ruben, it just depends on the skull. Every different animal has a different value to it. You've still got all your caster from last year, PA. You might want to be finding a home for it the way it's sounding. Yeah, Blakely, that's right. $10 a piece on them armadillos. Not out of line either. Yep, that's right, Dan. There's a market on beaver teeth too. Even those busted skulls, the ones that you dispatch and they get broke, like raccoon and coyote, fox, bobcat, all that stuff. If you pull those canine teeth out, there's a market there just for those canine teeth. I have a market just for feet. Just stuff you're going to cut, stuff you're going to throw away that, you get $1 or $2 a piece out of it. Well, shoot, you were going to throw it away so somebody can use it. If you find the markets for it, you just as well get it. Timber, you've got to get out from behind me. Oh. Sorry, guys, had to move my dog so I could sit back. Yeah, that's right, Twister. That's absolutely right. There's a like I said, guys, there's a market for everything. I literally sell everything except the guts out of an animal. And I'm working on that too. I would like to next year, this spring, try to build a couple of bunkers and fill them up with green sawdust and just throw the guts off in there and sell high fertilized mulch for people to put on their gardens and around their trees and shrubs and that kind of stuff. There's a market for everything if you can find it. Yeah, that's right, Dan. That's right. Yeah, that's right, Blakely. We sell a lot of feet. Uh, Here, just not too awful long ago, we sold 15 feet to a pot farmer down in Oklahoma, a hemp farmer in Oklahoma, for $5 a piece. Now, what he was going to do with them, I don't have any idea. It was just random, mink, skunk, raccoon, fox, coyote feet. He just wanted 15 of them at $5 a piece. Don't know what he's going to do with them. Don't care. His money's green and it pays bills and we spend it. So we're glad to take it. Yep, that's right, Patrick. Absolutely. Yep. You can sell them bones. You can literally sell just about any bone there is right now. Dan, I don't have a lot of badger in my country. In fact, I haven't caught one for the last couple of years. But if I happen to catch one, or if any of you others, some of you boys up in Montana or out west, you need to get with Dan and get him a badger hide. Yep, that's right, Ryan. Oh yeah, absolutely, James. That porky hair's big money. I know it takes a lot of it to make an ounce, but man, it's pretty good money. Yep, that's right, Anthony. Anything that's an oddity like that, you can sell. There, Dan. Twister Tony said he's got some badgers. Maybe between the two of you, y'all can hook up. Yeah, that's right, John. Absolutely, absolutely, it'd be good for them plants. Oh, so them be good badgers, Tony. Yeah, that'd be the best you could get right there, Dan. Them be good badgers. Okay, guys, I think we're going to kind of wrap this up a little bit. Uh, I sure appreciate every one of you tuning in. I really do. I appreciate every one of you and for everything you've done for me and my channel. We'll try to hop on here again real soon. Maybe try to do one sometime between now and when season opens, and then of course we'll try to do something from out of the fur shed once season opens, and then we'll get some videos going from the season too. So I'm gonna hop off here, guys, and no, we're getting ready to shag out here, Midwestern Trapper. I appreciate y'all. Have a good night, guys.